Yes, you saw the title of the video, and yep, this is happening. So the thing is that Death Battle themselves, yes, Death Battle themselves, I'll show you guys more later. This specific video, the video has to be removed into 6 days, or else the copyright strike will come to this channel. Now, to be honest, you think that maybe, just maybe, that it could have been a mistake. To be honest, it's not. It's not even a YouTube problem. This is basically kind of true. And before I get to this, if you guys want to watch this video one more time, if you haven't seen it, be my guest, you can see it. But yeah, because I am going to be deleting it soon if that battle doesn't respond. Here's the email that I got from YouTube. This is the actual notice from YouTube that apparently this video is basically getting a copyright. It's a removal request, so I do have a few days. It says 7 days, but as you can see on that video, it's 6 days by the time of this recording. As you can see, it takes up the whole video, technically speaking, and the content here. Now, there is no video, not even on Death Battle themselves, that has this, just the music. Now, look at the title here. Now, this is the only thing not really related to the video itself, but I'm using Sonic Frontiers Find Your Flame. The thing is that if you guys haven't watched any of my videos beforehand from the Goes for Everything series, I removed the music. But this one is just the music, not even the fight. And yet I just only used the fight. I removed, at the very least, as much of the music as I can get. And basically, you cannot really tell of anything for the music. I guess maybe the first few seconds got shot, and that's about it. But we'll move on because that's not exactly too much related. It's not too related, but that's just something that I wanted to point out. There's the contact here, Austin. Now, I do remember that Austin is a person that's on Death Battle, so hopefully Austin can actually read this email that I actually sent to him. I'll show you the email. This is technically not the first time, as I sent Toei an email beforehand as well, a few years back, and Toei never responded. Austin is a person that, if I remember from the Death Battle team, is the one that can basically connect with the fans, just depending on who they are. Now, I'm technically I am basically a small YouTuber. I don't think he'll notice me. But I do make a point for this as putting this title up here and looking at for here, you can technically read this. Now, I'm just saying this as I don't have the full scope of any legal stuff, but I do know about copyright and fair use. The videos that I make are basically technically in fair use and do also technically count as parody, as I do change one thing, and basically the edits that I do audio wise are basically fit in that description. Is it a 100% fit? No. I do know there is some leeway, and like I said, if you guys been reading this, I am okay of removing this video because I don't want any harm. I like Death Battle, and I'm just doing what fans actually do. Now, the thing is that if you read a bit more, it is a bit ironic, right? That they copyright me, but you can tell that everybody else still has their stuff here. Now, going back, it's kind of strange, as you can see here, that this one is being pended right now. And while basically it is technically the first currently, you can see that how many death battles that I've been actually doing. Not exactly too much, but you can tell. I also did reaction videos as well. And for some of these reaction videos, only one got copyright technically, but some of the others, yeah, it mostly was just music. And by the time it was Rooster Teeth, Rooster Teeth was a little picky and choosy on some of their stuff, but I digress. Not to mention, I don't know why, like, yeah, Def, I had put Def in, yeah. So this would basically include the Goku versus Superman. Apparently, I don't, oh yeah, I don't have it because Death Battle was not in the title. However, Goku versus Superman will be one. I'll show it to you later. That's technically the first. And then we basically have the Eggman versus Bowser fights. Then we get the Hulk versus Godzilla, Metal Sonic versus Cell. We got Yugi versus Ash. A little bit of repeats here, and yeah. So currently, right now, it's just this. Now, Trunks versus Silver is in the Rooster Teeth era. I thought it would be Rooster Teeth themselves, since I do heard that technically, since their claims are not that active anymore, a lot of people for Death Battle, in terms of reactions, are basically given the green light to basically not hide so much anymore. But unfortunately, it seems like that's not the case for Death Battle currently. I do hope that this is not a Rooster Teeth situation, because if it was, I would have a claim here. There's technically no claim notice, but there is technically one from Death Battle, but it was just because of the fight itself, and the fight is basically fair use to be used. So I got a claim for that. However, if it was from Rooster Teeth, then Rooster Teeth would have claimed this a while ago. But yes, Goku versus Superman was a video that I got permission from Death Battle at that point in time when it was technically popular, and we thought it would be like, and it is technically close to the season finale. So yeah, and it was just a tiny bit further ahead, I believe, from its release. So there's technically that. But considering with Trunks versus Silver, the timing for that is like, I don't know, at least 2 years, I believe, or a bit more. So it was enough time to actually be used for, not for copyright, but like just mostly used as in terms of fair use. And and yes, I did actually give credit to Death Battle Team 4 Star, and definitely not one of Silver's official VAs. Well, that's technically a little bit of a nudge nudge. Yes, I do in basically, I believe every video that I have for at least Death Battle, I always give the credits to them and always link their original video, because I always support the original release, the official original release. Always support that. But yeah, I just feel kind of sad, to be honest, a little disappointed, because I'm not the only one who actually does this. This I'm searching up with this. It is not exactly, but as you can see, I'm not the only one who actually does this. There's this guy. There's just things here, and you can see one of my videos here too. They're not big in views, and to be honest, it's not exactly right. But yeah, and also here, this is this one. This person, if this person also got hit by the copyright strike, you'll see that this video will be gone, as this one uses the original fight scene from the video. No edits, no nothing. If this one doesn't actually drop, then by all means, the claim I have here just makes Death Battle really ironic, because you could technically say that this one is fair use, because it's just one section of the battle, but it is unedited. It's not a parody, and if it's for educational purposes, then yeah, I mean, I can argue for mine to be also like, you know educational purposes as well, as it's basically just for you to actually listen and hear. And if you guys want to do videos like these, then like you need to actually listen, try to fit and time your music with the actions on screen, in either the beat or the lyrics, or just the simple rhythm of the music. That's kind of how the educational thing goes. I didn't put that in my email to Austin, but yeah. So before I make this video a bit too long, because I've been on a little ramble, but I just want to put this out here. If I am not able to discuss with Austin about this, then by all means, like if it's not, then I'll gladly just remove this. I don't want to because a lot of you really want to see these types of videos, and I delivered. I knew that I was getting a little bit too much of Death Battle on my channel, and to be honest, I guess it kind of caught up with me. But you guys recommended. I didn't want to disappoint you guys, but yeah, unfortunately, because of this, if my reasons for why I think this might be fair use and the other reasons as well, like one thing, I am not getting any money whatsoever. I'm not sponsored. I'm not anything. I'm just a fan who likes Death Battle, and just like many other fans, I make content. That being like doing edits like this, because this is a full edit, an audio edit, but it's still an edit, and it does technically count as parody in maybe the most thin paper way possible, but it is because copyright for fair use can actually extend to this. They just need more evidence for that. But again, I'm happy to remove it. I'm just letting you guys know that this video might be gone soon. And that's about it. And yeah, for the Goes with Everything series, I might actually stop using Death Battle. Yeah, I might stop using Death Battle as a whole. So you might not see even reaction videos from me. I was gonna go get back to it with Aang versus the Traveler, but I don't think I'll do a reaction video anymore. Not for that, and not for any future ones either. Not even for the past ones. So yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just really disappointed in Death Battle. But yeah, if Austin does reply early, then I can do his stuff early. If Austin doesn't reply to me, expect in the next 3 to 4 days, I will be deleting these videos. I will be trying to save these videos as well, but for mostly personal use. I might actually push it here and there, maybe hinting at a live stream, maybe, or just like nudge nudge wink wink type stuff. But just for simple things, they're not going to be permanently up, and I cannot do the unlisting because they want this removed, and YouTube already knows. So yeah. But anyway, my name's Sampo, and hey, again, I'm not even officially affiliated with Death Battle. I'm just a fan of theirs. But like I say, even in these descriptions, most of these credits go to Death Battle themselves and the team behind them, especially with other people, and always support their original and official releases. Thank you for watching. I hope this kind of clears up into the future if something happens like this. I'm really disappointed that Death Battle is doing this because knowing from every other YouTuber that reacts to Death Battle, they have problems with Rooster Teeth because Rooster Teeth was with Death Battle. Seeing that Death Battle is going on a Rooster Teeth type escapade right now is saddening to see. And I do hope that if this is true, what I showed you for examples will also be removed. Because if not, then this is another Toei and Shueisha incident. But this time, instead of a big company, it's now an indie company. That's just disappointing. And I thought Death Battle was a bit better and thought, they like the fans. If this is the case, then I guess not.